Hey guys, I just want to make a quick video on this new Prismatic Evolution surprise box. And the product has been known about for a while now, like I'd say at least a few weeks. But it's kind of new in terms of like, what Pokemon usually supplies. Like Pokemon usually has a sort of standard set of products that they sell, and if they see that one works or they're trying something out, they tend to just keep printing like booster boxes have been around forever. Booster packs. At some point, like there were sleep boosters, which happened. Booster bundles have been more a recent thing, but like there's been some like consistency in their products, and so I think that this is one of the products that they're trying out. I've seen some similar products in Japan, and one of them is I think the Poncho Pikachu box, which if you guys don't know what it is, it's basically it kind of looks like this. It's the same rectangular box, and it has like a Pikachu promo, which it was released. It was released exclusively in Japan, but they look like this, and the prices have gone up like a lot. They've been out for like a lot of years. I think during the XY era, so like let's say like 6 to 10 years ago, roughly. Um, and yeah, like I see this article here that explains some of where they are, but sometimes like there were promos. Some of these like promos, what they call Poncho Pikachu, it's like Pikachu wearing a sort of poncho of a sort of Pokemon, like this is a Charizard. Some of them were just promos that they just gave to you for purchases. Other came in boxes like this. And they really spiked up in value, and it's kind of hard to find accurate data. Like now, some of the pricing they just started. I think that they just started tracking all of a sudden, so it was already at the higher price. I think that this graph over here, if this is more accurate, then like this was going at like 200 in around 2022, and it went to like 700, like in the like it just jumped up a lot, and then it has a more mini jump later on. So there's been some attention on these cards. They're kind of more for people who are collecting them, or they see that there's opportunity. But like the thing is that you could have gotten these boxes if you could get them. I think they're for I'm gonna say safely like probably less than $100. Like there's probably some MSRP in Japan, let's say like $40-$50, and then maybe if there was like high supply or something like 151, MSRP was around like let's say $30-$50. But then if you wanted it when it was at release, maybe you had to pay like under 200. But still, like under 200, still like very cheap compared to like the like this is like $2,000 that's going for now. I know several years later. So I'm just saying like there was definitely a point where it was definitely really cheap. And it was somewhat accessible. Like there's YouTube videos from like if you do like a date range search on YouTube, you can see YouTube videos like 7-8 years ago, people opening these. Like some of them were just like kids who just like they just had money and they wanted to open it. So like it was definitely like maybe it seemed overpriced at the time, but it was definitely accessible enough if you wanted to just get them and hold them. And if you did, like it was pretty good because they were pretty exclusive and yeah, like, I think they were mostly just like packs and the promo card and some other nice accessories. So it wasn't necessarily worth the money at that point, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of value in them now. And so like this just like evolution surprise box, they come with their promo cards, so it's like these EV evolutions. And what they did is that they're starting to. I'm starting to say this in several TCGs. Let's say it's in Magic and in Pokemon. They did this a long time ago with the first edition stamps. And so if you look up the really expensive Charizard that sells for hundreds and thousands of dollars, it's one that's first edition, like it's Gem 10, and I think it's like Shadowless or something. But that's the one that costs a lot. If it's a non first edition, or then it's not worth like nearly as much. Like it's still worth like probably thousands of dollars, but not hundreds of thousands. So like they're starting like assuming these images are correct, they're starting with these like prismatic evolution stamps, and like it kind of reminds me of the Pokemon Center stamps. So like for Pokemon Center ETBs, they don't quite show it on here, but like this is the Searching Sparks promo for Magneton, and what they basically do is like you can get the regular card, but then you can also get it with a Pokemon Center stamp. And they've been selling like a lot. So I did a video on this. But if you look at like Scarlet Violet promos, you'll see that they're um, like there's a quite pretty penny. Like people will open like the Snorlax promo over here is 126 and this Charmander is like 114, and these are just raw values. But if I go down, like the Charmander over here is only like it's $100 less. So like there's some real value in this. But I think that with the Pokemon Center ETBs, part of what makes it also exclusive is that you can only get Pokemon Center ETBs from Pokemon Center. Like Pokemon Center is the only one, unless you want to buy from like someone who's bought from Pokemon Center and is reselling it. Um, they like you can only get for Pokemon the center. It's usually at MSRP, and like the price per pack is still kind of high. Like usually it sells for like $5 a pack at least. Um, And so like ETBs in general from Pokemon Center have always ETBs always at MSRP have always been very very expensive, and people don't like them for that reason. But the Scarlet Violet ETBs have been way more profitable because of these stamped promos. So some people, it's caused a little bit of hype because I can tell from the pricing, like um like there's been quite a bit of like supply buying, and like the MSRP for this is like I think 23 $24. Like there's only 4 packs in here, um and so like it's going like a little bit more than normal box, and like it does. I don't think it's necessarily as nice as the Pikachu box. It seems a little generic, but it does have all the EVs on it, and like products that have all the EV evolution on it that do seem to do kind of well. So my take on this is that I don't think it has the same quality as its Pokemon Center stuff, because you can get Prismatic Evolution surprise boxes from like people besides Pokemon Center. They do sell it to just like normal stores. Like they sell it really quick and they're hard to find, but they do kind of sell them to other places. So it's like you kind of don't know how much is going to be there. Versus with Pokemon Center, you're like, okay, well, no one else can buy this. People can buy normal ATPs, but no one can buy the Pokemon Center ATP. With surprise boxes, you're just not really sure how much they're going to print, which is always a thing. And it's also like not necessarily going to be as exclusive. Like since it's printed in English, I'm pretty sure other countries are going to get it. Versus like these Poncho boxes, they were printed in I think exclusive to Japan, and they were kind of hard to get in that sense. Um, but I would say, since they're not that expensive, if you can get your hands on them, like especially at MSRP, like um, either sell for the profit if you want the quick flip, but otherwise, like if you can get like a case for this, like this might be something that's good to hold over time and just see how it does. Um, I don't really like the promos. Honestly, if the promos were better, I'd say maybe it's a hit. But like, because the thing with the promos, which I haven't talked about, is that if you look at these promos are basically just reprints of the EX cards in the like Prismatic Evolutions. They don't have the English versions of this yet, so I only have to trust the festival. But like when I search Umbreon, like this isn't like the chase card from Umbreon. Like if I go to Umbreon, like the highest one is the Master Ball Hollow, and then the Moon one that everyone likes. Um, and then the third one is this Reverse Hollow, which is $24. And then you have like this normal one, which is like $4, and this is the Umbreon, which is usually the most expensive EV. And so you're like, it's just like you can definitely get it. And so like the only difference is that like it has a stamp on it. But like I have, like, we've seen it before. Like Charmander has also had a stamp, but this Charmander also like has a really good art, which is really important for the um. It's really important for the value of it, because like some of the other Pokemon Center stamp promos, they don't have as much value. Like this one is no $20. But the usually the art has to be really good and the Pokemon has to be popular. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but it's one of those things that like it might be cheap enough just to have a position in it and just see what happens. But also it might take a lot of years. Like the Poncho boxes didn't really gain as much traction, I feel like, until the recent years. So it was a long hold. Um, and if you're buying double MSRP, like maybe it's not worth the hold. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Like it's kind of a mixed bag between the Japanese Poncho boxes, Pokemon Center ETBs, and we'll see how it does. Like luckily, it is a good product. I think even if Prismatic Evolution is printed a lot, it will remain a very popular product in the future, because as the Evolving Skies affected the EVs, and that is just gonna make it so there's so many top chase cards to hit. Anyway, that's my take on that. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks. Bye.